Good afternoon. This is part one of the summative assessment, an analysis of authorial choices from three different texts: The Odyssey, The Cruelest Journey, 600 Miles to Timbuktu, and The Real Reasons We Explore Space by Sofia Arquero-Mayer. The first authorial choice I am going to analyze is a device from The Odyssey. This is a simile. Neither reply nor pity came for him, but in one stride he clutched at my companions, and caused two in hands like squirming puppies, to beat their brains out, splattering the floor. The context of this reference is when the companions of Odysseus are being held by a cyclops, and he is trying to kill them, and he held him with his big hands, and they are trying to escape by wriggling as a squirming puppy may do when a person holds him. The comparison is made between the companions of Odysseus and the screaming puppies that are small and very cute creatures. The impact on the reader is that he can relate with a puppy, in this case, an indefense animal that may produce feelings of cuteness, love, and also are considered as delicate. So the reader may share this type of opinions and feel compassion for the companions of Odysseus that are about to be for being killed by the Cyclops. The second authorial choice is a technique, a symbol, from the cruise journey. I value the privacy and integrity of my trips, and I don't want my journey turning into a circus. The word circus is used to symbolize a situation the author is living while the photographer is taking some photograph of the trip to record them. A circus is a place where people and animals perform to entertain the audience. And the impact on the reader is that he may understand that the author is feeling ridiculized and that she is in the center center of attention, and people may feel that she's a joke, and all the effort she have been doing during the trip, and actually the trip would be taken as a joke, and it wouldn't receive the merit that it deserves. Also, that she's being exposed and she feels uncomfortable, uh, and therefore the circus refers to the situation she is living, and it is used as a symbol to make the so the reader can relate it with the situation she is living. The following is a word choice using the real reasons we explore space. Americans would feel that we had lost something that matters, that our best days were behind us, and they would feel themselves somehow diminished. The word Americans is the one I choose as word choice. Americans is a native or citizen of the United States. The context of this word choice is when the narrator is telling some reasons Americans would feel they are exploring space. The impact is that when the author uses an a, a citizenship as Americans, people from the United States would feel identified with the text, and they will have a feeling of nationalism, and they also will be identified with some of the important symbols of the country, like the NASA in this case, very related with space exploration. And using a word like Americans instead of adults, citizens, or people may cause the reader to feel identified and have a desire to protect his country and its institution, and also protect and approve or agree with some reasons that may be representative of the country, in this case, exploring the space. The fourth authorial choice I am going to analyze is a device from the Odyssey, alliteration. I'm going to read the reference because it's very long. The context of this reference is that someone is telling a prophecy to Odysseus that has very negative effects in his life, but at the end he's telling this sentence that is basically that he's going to find a place that is going to be safe and isolated, away from all the problems he have lived, and it is repeating the sound S. The sound S may be used to, to represent calmness. The sound, it may be a sound of calmness, and the reader may understand that this place is calm because the sound S will give him a hint to understand that Odysseus will be safe in a land isolated from all the problems and the obstacles he have overcome in the past when the prophecy ends. So he will be safe and will find a tranquil place to live. So the sound S is a hint for the reader to understand this connection. A journey that can be seen in here is that it is basically the end of a negative one, and it would be a resolution. The following authorial choice is sentence structure in the Odyssey in Book 10. The context of this fragment is when the Circe witch is trying to affect the crew members from Odysseus, and she's trying to transform them into pigs. And in this specific example, the author avoids commas, uh, and he makes a list of things without commas. So it says a meal of cheese and barley and amber and honey mixed with Parmian wine. So this the impact on the reader is that he can understand that the witch is doing this with desperation and very fast because she needs to affect the man, to complete her goal of transforming them into pigs. And this sentence structure gives the reader the impression of running or reading fast, so the purpose can be completed. The following reference is an authorial choice for word choice from the cruelest journey. There is only one direction to go, forward. Stopping has become anathema. Anathema is something that is strongly disliked or disapproved, and some synonyms are bane, taboo, enemy, and abomination. The context of this word is when the author is in a risky situation, tired from the trip, and injured because of the situation she has lived. And the impact on the reader is that he can relate with the word and also relate it with religious usages as it may have, like destruction brought about in the name of Lord. And in this case, this destruction or weapon would be the destruction of the dignity of the author or all the achievements she had gained during her career. So the reader could relate with the word and understand that for the author, stopping and quitting from her goal would be like destroying everything. So this is why this word is very important, and it is important to let the reader know that it is completely detested or shunned the idea to quit, and he may feel like uh, that that force or that pressure that the author may feel in that moment when she's trying to finish her trip. And a journey may be conceived in this fragment as a very risky situation. The following authorial choice is a technique appealing to pathos or feelings from the real reasons we explore space. The context of this reference is that the author is giving a reason for supporting his claim, that is, there are the real reasons for exploring the space, and in this case, he is appealing to the feeling of success in the collective or in people in general. He is using a combination of pathos and bandwagon to generalize and make people that they may feel identified with what he's stating or saying, and in their order of ideas, they may be identified. The impact on the reader is that he or she will be identified, and also he will like feel a connection of friendship with the author as he is generalizing and referring as everyone may feel this everyone is included in these texts, so they may support or agree with all the statements he's going to support in the text. The reader will empathize with the reasons, and appealing to feelings makes possible that the reader feels uh, next or close to what the author is proposing in his text. The idea of exploring in this reason is basically that we conceive it as that exploring may give us recognitions in public, and also that is the idea that the author wants the reader to agree in the text. The last authorial choice is a device from the Odyssey. It is parallelism, and the parallel words that are used are horror, pain, and chaos. The three are nouns. The context of this reference is the end, or yes, the end of a prophecy made by a goddess to Odysseus, and she tells him that the only way to escape is by flying or by quitting that situation that he's going to live with Scylla, that is a whirlpool, a giant whirlpool. The impact on the reader is that can relate to these nouns that are horror, pain, and chaos, and being transported to a situation he has lived in his life, and that the only solution for him was flying or like escaping from that without like having any like a valid solution or a solution that can be beneficial for everyone, because in this case in the Odyssey some crew members of Odysseus are going to die, so this is a risk he's living in order to survive and go to his home again. This is the relation and the impact on the reader. He is going to remember that specific situation that he lived, and all the chaos, pain, and horror he lived. It could be a situation with his family, at work, an accident, something he has lived, and the only solution is to run. But basically, some of the people, if he had that were accompanying him, died or were took or were in jail or something similar. And returning to the point of journeys, this exact reference may be another risk of a journey, in this case horror, pain, and chaos. That is a risk that we live every day, but more specifically in risky journeys, as for example going to the space or traveling by sea or going to unknown places.